In April of 2015, 800 migrants capsized in the Sea of Libya in an attempt to reach Europe. However, this was not a rare occasion. The IOM estimated that more than 1 million migrants arrived by the sea in 2015, and almost 34,900 by land. This was known as the European migrant or European refugee crisis. 3,770 migrants gave their lives trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea in hopes of a more promising future. Many refugees fled for political reasons such as war, violence, repressive governments, and insurgency. Economic push factors also compelled refugees to flee, primarily the collapse of factories and companies and poverty. Additionally, the population in these countries was increasing at a rapid pace, placing a strain on limited resources in space. Many refugees were lured to Europe, which welcomes asylum seekers and provides benefits for them. The European countries offered asylum to 292,540 refugees. Ravenstein's theories can demonstrate the migration pattern of these migrants. In 2015, 1 million refugees migrated to Europe, with 230,000 in Greece and 100,000 in Italy. Many choose Europe because it is close, wealthy, safe, and accessible. In fact, the Turkish coast is only a few miles away. Many migrate to Europe to find work or to create a business that they could not find or do in their country of origin. Most live in the streets of shelters before moving to urban areas in prosperous countries like Germany. This demonstrates Laws 1, Law 2, Law 3, and lastly Law 10. ESPN plays a big role in the European migration crisis. This first factor, economic, includes the various jobs which are filled by migrants who also created new businesses and factories which boost the economy. However, having migrants is also expensive to Europe. For example, Turkey spent 6 million euros to finance projects regarding things like education for the Syrian refugees. The second factor is social, which is demonstrated by relocation diffusion, which happens when the culture of the migrants diffuses with that one of the country they immigrated to. The political factor of European migration is most migrants and refugees leave for oppressive governments to a more flexible or democratic government. Lastly, the natural factor is that there are many available beaches that are now being used as landing zones for migrant boats, and the lack and shortage of resources in the countries that immigrants are coming from. The migration crisis affected both the immigrant and immigrant country. For example, the boost in labor force that it has brought upon Europe is the solution to Europe's aging problem, or the fact that their population is mainly composed of retired workers and elderly citizens, which has left many vacant jobs. However, it has also put a lot of pressure on these countries, especially on public services such as healthcare, housing, and education systems. Meanwhile, the country's population from which the thousands of immigrants are from is rapidly declining, which is causing problems with their economies. This has split the European countries on what to do about migration. Some want to let the refugees in and have a fair distribution within the countries, while others want stricter border control laws. This migration issue is increasing political strain between European countries. For example, Italy pledges to see 500,000 irregular immigrants sent home, while Germany welcomes more than 1 million migrants. Because of differing views, riots are becoming more common among those European countries who are taking in large amounts of immigrants, such as Hungary, who received approximately 1,800 refugees per 100,000 of its local population. People have spoken differently about this issue, saying things like Germany is doing what is morally and legally obliged. No more and not less. We need a strong European approach to migration, and we need it now. But Europe has yet to find the best solution for their problem. Simply put, immigrants and refugees are having positive effects on Europe, but they're also a burden to the social insurance and welfare systems of receiving